Delhi Daredevils, that is the center of our discussion as they are returned to their home. Local elections have been done, 2 weeks have passed in Delhi and so much has changed. They are sitting at the foot of the IPL points table and now they welcome a Sunrisers Hyderabad team who completely smashed the red hot team of the tournament, Kolkata Knight Riders, a couple of nights back. Match number 40, Delhi are fighting for their life in the tournament. Hyderabad are looking to secure a qualifying spot and ascend towards those top two to build up to that game. Brad Hogg with me, so too Sanjay Bangar. We'll get their thoughts in just a moment. Let's head straight to match day match point number 1. And we have to talk about where is the leadership for Delhi. And in the absence of Zahir Khan, if you're giving it to Karun Nair, what happens when he's already failing in the tournament? At other franchises, maybe you'd be tempted to replace Karun Nair. Delhi don't have that luxury. Let's just show you the numbers and then throw open the discussion with Brad and Sanjay Bangar. That's what we've got, gentlemen, for the worst averages for top 3 batsmen in this year's tournament. Karun Nair at an average of 12.71. He's second only to Sunil, or rather he's right after him is Sunil Narayan, who you don't mind with the average, given what he's done with strike rate. Rahane and Gale are surprising mentions there, Manan Vora, but they've all played an innings of impact. Karun Nair is yet to. Brad Hogg, I'll come to you first. A player who's not got the form now leads the side. Karun Nair also pushed down to 3 in the last game that he captained. What is the answer to Karun Nair's regular footfalls in this IPL? 45 seconds to you.
Well, Delhi Daredevils are really in trouble with their batting because if you look to replace him, they've just got no one with any power. If you look out there, all their batsmen with strike rate, Morris is the main one. No one else is that destructive there. They've got to make changes. This is their last chance. I'd bring in Ankit Bourne for Nair. Nair just doesn't rotate the strike. He can't find the boundaries. He takes up too many balls and he's putting in too much pressure on the younger batsmen that are around him. Or fair enough, he's made 300 in Test match cricket, but you've got Pujara sitting on the fence and not playing IPL cricket. Someone of that quality not playing IPL cricket, I don't think Nair's good enough at T20 level.
Okay, so we can't do anything about that. They have to go with him. He's got it in his 45 seconds. Sanjay Bangar, it's a difficult situation for Karun Nair. Young, struggling with the runs, now even asked to lead. Is this going to make, is this one of those stories where, okay, give him to lead and it may bring out the best in him, like we've tried with the Maxwell in the past? Or is this just adding to the woes of Karun Nair and Delhi Daredevils? How do you assess the situation? 45 seconds.
At times, that additional responsibility can bring the best out of you. But what's happening here is that the way he's batting, the way he's approaching his innings leaves me a bit of doubt about him because he's somebody who's good against pace and spin. But what's happening against pace is that he's not moving his feet. It seems to be a bit jaded. He's not moving either forward nor at the backs. The weight seems to be on the heels a bit. And surprisingly, when he is playing against the spinners as well, he's playing from the crease. Now, he's somebody who's very good at playing the spinners going down as also sweeping. And that's where that quality of playing spin is so very important. Hence, he's struggling as the spinners, seamers. He'll have to do something special to come out of this rut. But Hoggy, the last time we just discussed about playing spin. Now, Karun Nair goes down the track that much and also sweeps. So these kind of batsmen, are they hard to bowl at?
They are hard to bowl at. Anyone who sweeps or charges, or anyone that does both, they're very hard to bowl at. And if you've got someone like a David Warner who even reverses sweep, well, that's triply hard. So you've got to use your feet against spin. You've got to sweep against spin. You've really got to put the onus on trying to upset the spinner's rhythm. And the best players are those that use their feet and sweep. And
that's where I feel, I mean, he has to show more intent when he's going against the quicker bowlers as also against the spinners. And it's just that, because Delhi, mind you, are not going to change the captain again. Yeah. He will continue to lead the team because you don't want to have 3 captains captaining the side in a season.
Unless you're John Buchanan. But let's move on.
Well, that's exactly right.
Okay, he will stand in for Zahir Khan, who has been confirmed as unavailable for this game against Sunrisers. But Karun Nair is not among the runs. Let's move to match day match point number 2, and we are discussing another problem that the Delhi Daredevils have surfaced with, and they wouldn't have thought that Amit Mishra would be a player that they'd have to try and get going in this tournament, such a successful IPL bowler in the past. Is it time they drop him? We asked the question because if you look at Amit Mishra's 2017 season, he's got the worst economy rate for a leg spinner, hasn't picked up as many wickets as someone like Imran Tahir. We're looking at wrist spinners effectively, and at least Kuldeep Yadav again has impacted games. Amit Mishra, is he trying too much? Is he not bowling what he should be? Sanjay Bangar, your thoughts? Has Mishra not been worthy enough of retaining a place in this team as Delhi enter a crunch phase? And what do you think is the reason for his bowling going off the win in this tournament?
Well, I have no problems with his economy rate because leg spinners are known to be a bit on the expensive side. But the strike rate among the leg spinners is the lowest. Strike rate of 18.7, that's what Mishra stands at, is his lower than the strike rates of somebody like an Imran Tahir, or higher than somebody like an Imran Tahir, Rashid Khan. So they're picking more wickets for their sides. The approach, what I would like to highlight one point in the game against KKR, that was the last over that he had to bowl, and Manish Pandey was going great guns. And that time when the pressure was on the batter, he opted to bowl with a seam up rather than bowling his best ball. So whether he's bowling his best ball when he's under pressure is something for him to analyze and see.
Yeah, all right. I'll follow that question with you because Kuldeep, if we compare him to Hoggy in this tournament, and we've noticed it, when he gets hit, he's still not afraid to toss it up the next ball. Amit Mishra, on the other hand, not just that game against Kolkata towards the end, we've seen him, the minute he goes for a few, starts darting them in. Would you advise him to do otherwise? How do you assess Mishra for Delhi this season?
Well, it's just not darting them in. He's even bowling off spinners. That variety. As a leg spinner, you should have a back spinner, a wrong-un, a toppy. And his leg spinner that particular game was turning massively. And I can't believe that he went for the straighter delivery. And he got punished. And that's what he deserved. And the bowling attack that he's got around him, the pace attack of Delhi, they've got Cummins, Bravada, Morris. You'll be licking your lips as a spinner to have that pace attack, knowing that batsmen are under siege from a brutal pace attack, knowing that they're going to go after you. All you've got to do is just put the pressure on, bowl on a good line of length, and try and keep the batsman out in the crease and make him play the big shots.
Yeah, which he's not averse to doing in the past. Sanjay, since we just have a little time, is he lacking a bit of confidence, Amit Mishra, this season, from whatever little that you can sense?
That can happen. That can happen when, you know, everything around you is not working. The team not winning matches, some of the catches being dropped, or even in the last game you saw that he and Sanju Samson both were just waiting that somebody would catch the ball. So those are the little things which reflect your mindset, and that is where you need to be, you need to talk to yourself quite a lot, and somehow till the point you make it, you'll have to fake it. So you have to fake that confidence till the point things turn around for you.
And with that catch too, Mishra stood there and just gave Sanju Samson the massive glare and not taking responsibility as a senior player. All right, you've got to communicate. All it is right, mate, we didn't communicate there. So next time when it's up, if you want it, you yell out, scream for it, and go for it, and I'll pull out.
Well, communication is Paddy Upton's speciality. Let's see if he can get Delhi to wake up when they really need to, because otherwise this season could be a very long one, the last few weeks of the league phase for them. Let's move to our next match day match point, and we are discussing successful bowling pairs in the tournament, and Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Rashid Khan are right on top as they've shined for Hyderabad in the season. Let's look at the numbers. How do Bhuvi and Rashid come up together? What has been their impact? The highest contribution to the team's wickets by a pair of their bowlers. 32 wickets for Bhuvi and Rashid Khan. That's over half of the team's wickets. Pat Cummins and Chris Morris, and Delhi have chosen Kagiso Rabada ahead of Pat Cummins last game. That's an interesting question. Of course, Pat Cummins coming at the back of a lot of workload in recent times, and McClanahan and Bumrah, we've spoken of them many times in the past. Hoggy, Bhuvneshwar and Rashid Khan, they almost complement each other, both phenomenal in their own way. You compare those two, Bhuvi and Rashid Khan, and maybe Cummins and Morris. You just try and think, you build bowling partnerships, and Hyderabad on the one hand have got it right, and Delhi on the other hand seem to be missing a trick. Your thoughts? 45 seconds.
Yeah, I just think Cummins has been missing a trick in the last couple of games, and Bravada got the opportunity, so that's why they've gone for Bravada in front of Cummins. Look, Khan and Bhuvneshwar really complement each other. Bhuvneshwar opens the bowling. Khan, you utilise him in that final power play over. And when they do, he gets a wicket or two. Not just one wicket, but 2 wickets, and he puts the pressure on. And then in that middle period, he also gets those wickets. And I think the captain of David Warner utilises Bhuvaneshwar and Khan at vital stages throughout the game, and it's just great captaincy. If you've got two bowlers like that, you've got to utilise them at the right time and use your other bowlers and just hope the other bowlers do a job in those down periods.
Yeah, just how he's been used by David Warner, Sanjay. Yeah, in yesterday's game when they were defending a big score, just the 1 over with the new ball, and then specifically keeping him for the end. Rashid Khan sometimes bowls in the power play, sometimes he doesn't. Is he mixing it up? How do you assess the use of Rashid Khan and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, because they've both been in good form? Has David Warner used him to full potential? Your thoughts?
I think both of them are not averse to bowling in at any stage when the captain wants, and those are the bowlers that you want to have in your team. David Warner is lucky to have these guys. Bhuvi swings the ball up front, can come at the other half of in the death overs and bowl his yorkers, bowl his slow balls. He developed that knuckle ball so well. Rashid Khan again, not averse to bowling in any conditions in any phase. So I think those are two bowlers that any captain would like to have in his team. Only 2 games they haven't delivered. One, Rashid Khan was taken to the cleaners by Manan Vora, and Bhuvi against MSD in that game. But apart from that, they've done the job. They provide variety to the bowling to the captain, and that's where, because of that, they sit up so comfortable on the table.
Okay, so
I've got to say too that what they've done too, they've got Kool and Siraj there. Yeah. They've only played 8 games between them. These two particular bowlers have brought confidence in those two players as well, and we're starting to see Kool bowl his variations at vital moments, and Siraj starting to bowl with pace, and the bounces he bowled to the Calcutta batsman the other night were right on the money. So that team is starting to gel at the right time.
At some point, maybe Tom Moody would have to make a decision, because their batting is looking really, really good with the inclusion of Kane Williamson. Yeah. So whether they want to beef up their bowling attack a bit, because Henriques is not there, batting wise he's done really well, but bowling wise they would be with the inclusion of Williamson, they would be tempted to either include Ben Cutting or get another overseas bowler. Okay,
well, we'll come to that in a bit, but certainly good signs ringing for Hyderabad as against that for Delhi. Let's move to our next match day match point, and he's gone off the boil a bit yet again. He started so well in the opening game against Bangalore, did Yuvraj Singh. He's now failing to tick for Hyderabad. The reason we're telling you that is just if you look at when he's come in, the contribution he's got, with the exception of a quick fire 26 against Kolkata, Yuvraj Singh hasn't necessarily taken off. He comes in a bit late. David Warner's been in pretty good form, so if he comes in around 15 overs or later, he doesn't necessarily get those quick 20-30s that you need. I was particularly disappointed with the way he didn't run the second run and ran Kane Williamson out yesterday, Hoggy. But if you have to speak of Yuvraj, is he tiring a bit? He seems to be the kind of player that works so much on momentum and confidence. What have you noticed about Yuvraj, and how can Sunrisers juice the best out of him?
Well, one thing I want to say, Ricky Bowie and Tanmay Agarwal start batting well in the nets, because Yuvi, you're on your last legs, I think. Look, it's been pretty disappointing what Yuvi's done this year, and he's a quality player, and if you looked at some of the performances that he's had with India in the 50-over games and T20 tournaments, he's come out and dominated from ball one. He hasn't been able to do that. I think he's lost a little spark in his game at the moment. I don't know what's going through his mind. There's no energy in the field, or not as much energy as I've seen from Yuvi in the past. Okay. The clock's on Yuvi now.
All right. Whoa, beautiful. I like how you did that.
Look, at some stage, this coaching staff down at Sunrisers might have to make a tough decision, because he's the marketing boy down there, Yuvi. Lift your game, Yuvi.
Okay, Sanjay Bangar, you've heard Brad Hogg's very colourful thoughts on Yuvraj Singh. Is he getting a bit tired? He has a big big Indian season coming up for him. What can we get out? What can we pinpoint at Yuvraj and say as to why he's not delivered for Sunrisers this season?
Well, he would not be happy with the returns that he's got so far. And what's interesting to see in those stats is that he's gotten in early. Out of the 6 innings that he hasn't really got going, thrice he's batted around the 12th over or so, and thrice in the death overs. So he's got his opportunities. But what only works for him, even in those stats, is that the impact that he is leaving. Now, he was striking at 160 in those 6 innings, and the average is still 20. So if you, the modern day coaches, they tend to club the averages and the strike rate. So anything above 150 is he's still doing the job for the team. So he would definitely want to do more for his side, but at the moment he would be introspecting.
Yeah.
Come on, Yuvraj, we need more from you. Let's see if it happens in this game against Delhi at a ground he's played a lot of cricket at in the past.
Well,
let's move.
Sorry, he's too good a player in this tournament not to be doing well. And
thank you very much.
we need him to lift just for the spark for the crowd as well.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Hobby. We're all waiting,
sorry.
Yuvraj. Come on in. Let's pick our playing 11s now for this game, Delhi and Sunrisers. It's Brad Hogg and Sanjay Bangar's favourite part of the show to dig in to what could be the possible 11. Let's start with the Hyderabad team. I don't think it's too much work, but there are a few questions you would want answered as a Hyderabad fan, which is, does Ashish Nehra merit a place if he is fit and fine? Well, Brad Hogg certainly says no. He's happy with Siddharth Kaul, he's happy with Mohammad Siraj, and he's very happy with Bipul Sharma, who he's been calling for from very early in the tournament to replace Deepak Hooda. So you've made no changes to the team that totally smashed KKR the other night, Hoggy, and I think you've got good reasons for it. Off you go in 45.
Yeah, well, Sanjay and I talked about it just earlier on in the show that they probably don't have depth with their bowling. Though Enrique's probably isn't providing enough, and that's why I like Bipul Sharma coming in. He just adds a little bit of variety, and they could probably get 4 overs between Enrique's, Bipul Sharma, and even Kane Williamson can pop in there and bowl these right arm form finders. Sorry, Kane, you're a good batsman, but I just think that they're just starting to get the right momentum out the right time. And for me, they're the defending champions, and they're going into the finals tournament as favourites right now.
Ooh, big words. All right. Lots of time to spare, and there'll be some time for Delhi to think about what to do with Sunrisers Hyderabad. That, like Brad said, seem to be clicking as the tournament goes deeper. Let's see what Sanjay Bangar has gone for with his Delhi team, and this is a team that will need some serious introspection. They're in fear of losing out, otherwise in this league phase pretty early. I can see the shining name in Marlon Samuels that you've picked straight away, Sanjay Bangar, who joins the squad. Jayant Yadav merits a place for you ahead of Amit Mishra, so that's the other big selection that you've gone with. Rabada ahead of Pat Cummins, and you stick with Shahbaz Nadeem. Mohammad Shami, of course, in place of Zaheer Khan. So, is that the batting order you go for? And what do you think Marlon Samuels and Jayant Yadav could bring to this side? Sanjay, 45 seconds to you.
Well, if you look at the stats, the Indian batsman, only Sanju Samson is somebody who scored over 200 runs. Yeah. All of the other batsmen have scored under 200 runs. So, definitely they require more from their batting. At the moment, the form that Karun Nair is in doesn't really mean that you can count some runs from him. So hence I have opted for some international experience and hence brought in Marlon Samuels. He would probably bat in top 5. Could depend on how the openers set up the game. But apart from that, maybe Mishra is also, because there are 3 left-handers in the Hyderabad lineup. I have opted for Jayant Yadav, and he would, in my case, probably bowl with the new ball.
Okay, well, that's it then. Thank you, Sanjay Bangar. Brad Hogg, always a pleasure. Plenty of time to spare, but save that time and spend it watching us on our 7:30 p.m. show, which comes live on ESPNcricinfo.com, as well as our Facebook ESPNcricinfo page. Make sure you catch our mid-inning show for this game on Facebook Live, just for your questions and comments to our panel. And if you're on YouTube, do subscribe to all our content there. It's a big game for Delhi, and of course, Sunrisers want to keep the momentum going. Should be a cracker at the Kotla. We hope to have your company for all the chit-chat around it then.